Hi everybody, come on in. Just sitting at the kitchen table and I have to show you some exciting things. Lots of little things here I've got lined up. But first, a very nice person, a subscriber and a friend. She lives out Blind Bay and it's about a 3/4 hour drive because she's still on the Shuswap Lake, but the Shuswap Lake, which is just below us, it just travels all around for miles and miles, and there's lots of small communities there. But she came to my place the other day and she had these beautiful flowers. I couldn't believe, her name is Donna, and I couldn't believe how beautiful they were. And I've never seen anything like it before. And I'm looking at the color of the leaves and I'm thinking, oh my God, I'll kill it. But I'll give you a close-up. There's a close-up. And, oh, they're so beautiful. And I thought, well, what am I going to do with them? And she said, well, look it up and see what you think. And she told me what she's been doing. And I've been doing a little research, and I have it here. Butterwort is the easiest name, then I don't have to try and pronounce the other one. It's commonly known as butterwort. It's a genus of carnivorous flowering plants in the family of Lentibular-Acacia. They use, see if I can get that away. Oh, there. Yeah. They use sticky glandular leaves to lure, trap, and digest insects in order to supplement the poor mineral nutrition they obtain from the environment. There's 126 species, 13 are native to Europe and 9 to North America. The largest number is in Central America. So, I'll just turn that off and hope it doesn't ring now. I don't have a cell phone, that's Jack, so we share it, but sometimes, you know, they can be noisy. So I'll put it there and hope it doesn't. So anyway, I did look up about them, and I've been trying to think where I should keep them because they like little bugs. And sometimes in our kitchen we have little tiny bugs, especially after canning season or whatever. And I'm thinking I have a light right over my kitchen and the sink is there, and then I won't forget them. And I may add a little LED light over them also. I haven't decided. So for now, that is where they're going. I'm not changing the medium they're in. Some people I did check use like bark or I'm tempted to, but I'm going to look it up because she is using moss in the bottom of the pot. So I'd love to find something that I could put them in where they were all together and could grow bigger. And I'm hoping I keep them alive because they're so pretty. They've lasted a week. So anyway, thank you very much, Donna, and they're beautiful. I had never seen such a pretty colored leaf. And then I looked at light green colored leaves and I'm thinking, oh dear, that's not going to like sun. They don't like direct sun, but they do like lots of light. So I'm debating the north window. I'm still debating, so help me out. If you've got one of these, help me out. Let me know what you think. So I'm just going to push that over here. There we go. And The next thing I want to talk about is this orchid. Now, some time ago, and of course I didn't write the date on this, but it was a couple years ago, Joanne, a subscriber, sent me some money to order some orchids from Roehampton. And I ordered, this is one of the ones I ordered, and it's GC Reyoung Lava. And this orchid, I have to share this particular one with you because it has surprised me so much. So when I put it in here, I put it in bark and of course wine corks at the bottom because the roots weren't down there. And a teeny bit of moss that was sort of stuck on the roots, and I don't like picking it off. I don't like to, when I repot, if there's bark on the roots or whatever, I don't like to take it off because I have found they don't like being disturbed. So anyway, this orchid is surprising me so much. And why is it surprising me? Well, for one thing, for the whole summer, I moved it out onto the patio. Now the patio is shaded with a shade cloth, but it's all glassed in with windows I can open. And it was out there all summer, the summer before, so it's already been through one summer with me, and then this last summer also. And so that's how old it was, because I remember it being out there and it seemed to like it. Now, I'm going to show you the picture because you probably remember, and this picture's not in color, but it was beautiful. Oranges and dark colors and quite lush flowers. And really, the reason it's doing so good, it's kept all its leaves since I potted it. So it's got like 2, 4, 6, 8 leaves. And it was just little when I got it. And it flowered. It has a little spike here still that I've left on. I'm going to show you where it is. There's a little spike right in there. I don't know if you can see it. It's hard for me to tell, but so it flowered when last year, the year before, it did have one spike. So then all last summer on this spike that I haven't cut off, and I always cut off, and I don't know why I haven't cut it off, but I haven't, and it has buds coming. Now Carolyn knows from experience she should cut it off because it has 2 spikes growing. Yes. You can maybe see them in there. 2 spikes. Now, this isn't the only one that has 2 spikes this year. I don't usually get 2 spikes. To get 2 spikes, I'm using my same water schedule I've always used. They're going out in the patio, and so they get lots of light, and they got high. You want to make sure you're giving your plant in the growing season lots of nitrogen because they need it. Anything I've read, lots of stuff I've read, they need that high nitrogen, which I gave them. And now my 6-week water schedule only has 2 of the 6 weeks that I use fertilizer. So I was making sure it was getting extra Kelly Magic because Rick L always said they're hogs for calcium, and they are. They really are. So however you can get that calcium to them in the growing season, it's very important. And I did. In fact, usually I'm a quarter of a teaspoon of whatever I'm using to a gallon of water, and that is, I have like halved or quartered whatever the recommendation was. I don't go heavy on fertilizer. I do go heavy on some of the other things in my water schedule, as you know. And sometimes when it says a teaspoon, sometimes I add a little extra. I know, I don't test my water, I don't see what it is, because I have a little meter, I could check it, but I don't. So, now, so why is this orchid doing so good? And I looked up the old information on it, and it said beginner to intermediate, and this is right from Roehampton. Medium to large orchid, I'm not sure about that, but anyway, not ideal to its larger side, but can thrive as a potted plant indoor. Perfect terrariums, it says not in terrariums, not ideal due to its larger size. Typically blooms in late winter, early spring. Now, like I said, this had 2 or 3 flowers on it all summer. Now, what do you think, you guys? Let me know in the comments. Should I cut this off? I know I always do, and I haven't, and I don't know why. But anyway, medium-sized blooms with vibrant red and orange hues, resembling flowing lava. I didn't notice a fragrance, but they did say it is typically fragrance-free, but some varieties have fragrance. They said temperatures, daytime highs, 81. Out where it was all summer, 2 summers in a row, over 100. We've had a very, very nice summer this year. Very little rain or water levels down in the lake, but we will pick up over winter with snowfall and all the mountains. We're surrounded by mountains. So it definitely wasn't getting, it was over 90. So, well, they're saying it can take 81 as a high. And nighttime lows, 64 to 72. Well, as the summer stretched on and before I bring it in, I don't bring them in till it's about getting near 55 degrees at night, 54. That's when I brought them in. I don't like it to fall below 50, but that's about when I kind of set my sights on bringing them in. And then they also had that extra at least 15 degree drop in temperature every night for some time before I bring them in, which helps with your spikes. So I also had that. Now, winter, it says 72. Well, that's what it is in the house. And humidity, 50 to 70% humidity. Never got it. Never, not even close. Maybe 30 to 40% in the summer out there, sometimes even less. And even in here, right now, I'm at 39%. And I don't have my misters on right now, but I do because we're getting colder every night. We've had a lot of frost. So our furnace is on and the air is getting dry because of it. So this plant, even though it's not getting all the recommendations they said, is doing terrific. Now I'm going to show you the roots. The other thing is, I am so happy with all the glass vases. I found it's made a difference. I started out with just 1 in a glass vase and I went to 2 or 3. Now, almost all of them are glass, and there's not very many that aren't in glass. It probably will be, because that is how much I've noticed. And I think just the extra light these roots are getting. Now, you could do it in a plastic pot too if you can't find someone to drill you some holes in a glass pot. But I'm growing just in bark, and even in this dry climate. And I've got wine corks in the bottom because I ran out of bark and couldn't find any, but I have mine now. And I want to show you why I think I'm getting double spikes, because really not much has changed. And in a few minutes I'm going to show you fertilizer that I was using. And I want to show you how the roots have grown. So, I've got roots way down inside. Very green. Watering day was on Wednesday. Very green. And I think the extra light the roots are getting is helping a lot with the growth, because they're turning green, which shows they're making chlorophyll, which shows they're growing stronger. Now, in my other pots, they never did get green like this. So that's one thing that I think is a difference. But I do have 2 spikes on it, and I particularly wanted to share this one with you. And it's in a west window, and I'm going to put it back. There we go. And there's another one here that has 2 spikes. I noticed the 2 that I've got in this traffic cone. Now, they're not in a glass vase, but my traffic cones always did do good. 2 spikes on both of these now. And I've noticed there's also some more, so it's going to be beautiful this year. I'm so, you know, we have a long winter here. And I have lots of hobbies that I do, and we can't grow any food outside in the summer. Anyway, I'll talk about that in a minute. First, this is where I keep a record of all my orchids. Well, I filled one book already, but this is my latest one. Okay, I wanted to talk about fertilizer for a minute. So, now, I was having trouble. I had been using, last year I had got MSU furniture from Cloud's Orchids. And I had offered some to some people at the time, and Donna actually had come out and bought some off of me, because I had ordered 4, I think. But anyway, I had run out. They went out of business. I couldn't get MSU fertilizer. And a lot of things are a little difficult to find around here. And also, Carolyn is a little cheap. Sometimes she can be. So she doesn't get some things because, I don't know. Okay, so I did go online at the time, and so half of this is gone. You can see this is the fertilizer that I have been using. It's 28-10-10. So it is very high in nitrogen, your first number, 28-10-10. This is what I was using. Now it's a kind of little pebbles, and I always put it in warm water and melted them all, made sure I didn't have things left that were diluted. But it's enhanced nutrient uptake, boost tolerance to abiotic stress, overall plant nutrition, contains kelp and humic acid. Works on all acid-loving plants. And there's a picture of an orchid on the front. to provide professional-grade premium fertilizer and nutrients direct to grower to help you grow absolutely perfect orchids and anything floral, is what it says. And it says mix 1 scoop, 0.25 teaspoons per every 1 gallon of water, and apply once every 2 weeks. So I was giving them this fertilizer because it's the only one I had, and this was the one I was using. And then when it gets to be this time of year, I had some Schultz. I just went out and bought some new Schultz because it's 10, 15, 10. It's for it's a plant food, but orchids is one of the ones it lists. And this is normally the type I use for the flowering season. Now, another lovely subscriber bought me some repot me, and it's always difficult, even though I can get this online, it's always difficult with some things coming in from the States. So it's really perfect orchids and succulents and African violets and cacti. Well, as far as other plants, all my plants, when I'm through watering, they get the leftover water. And if there's water left after I finish doing that, I take it outside and put it in my garden for the other flowers. So there's never any waste. So this is a granule repot me, and I use this. I haven't even hardly used it. I think I might have used it once or twice. You can see because you can see there's still pots there. It is a MSU 13% nitrogen, 15 potash, and calcium magnesium. So if you want to check and see more about it, it's their Feed Me Repot, their granular fertilizer, MSU. So thank you for sending me this, and I am using it, but what I'm doing is I was liking this too because this is the first time I've used this. So I'm just trying to figure out, even though we had such a hot, dry summer, you always look at your orchids and you say, well, what did I do different? And I'm only watering, of my 6 weeks, that's a whole month and a half, only 2 of those times are getting fertilizer, 2 of those watering days. So that's, I'm just telling you what I was using. I was using this, and I did try that one once or twice. And I want to let you know, some people saying, what do I use? Well, a lot of people say, oh, they don't notice any difference when they use a high middle number. Well, I like to use it. I always have. And I've always had lots of flowers in the winter. So there is that. So I did want to share that with you. And then one off the subject topic, I have to show you what I'm doing. Okay, we live, it's all winter. We cannot grow anything. We're used to having our own tomatoes, our own lettuce, everything all summer. And I am still ripening some tomatoes that are slowly ripening. They're out on the patio. And other than that, the only vegetables we get is at the grocery store. And you know, by the time they ship it from goodness knows where to us, and then it sits on the shelf in the grocery store, and then apparently they're spraying it with stuff now to make it last, and it's supposed to be good for you, but who knows anymore? Can we believe anybody? I don't know. I don't know. I've been watching some of the latest medical research, and now they're saying, oh, high cholesterol is a good thing. All the people in all the countries that live the longest have high cholesterol, and they've been giving you all these drugs and tell you, oh, you got to get your cholesterol down. I should quote that. I'll quote that video. It's a recent one with all proven scientific facts about things we've always been told wasn't right. And I'll quote that in under this video in the comments so that you can look at it if you want. So anyway, because our food, there's not a lot of nutrition left in it when we buy it at the grocery store, when we get it here. And you know, way back when, let me see, I'm 77, so it was quite a ways back when. I used to sprout. I had a little green plastic sprouter thing, and I used to sprout my up north, because it was even more winter out there when I lived up north, and I used to always sprout, and I could make salads with it, and I could put it in sandwiches, and the nutrition from these little rascals is it's higher than the plant itself. Now these ones will be ready tomorrow, and I just got this and I'm just getting into it again, because usually we have a sandwich at lunch, and I never know what to put in it anymore. And I miss having something. The only thing is, because I had the highest test of lupus in 1996, and this is an ongoing story we won't go into, I went gluten-free, which was the best thing I could have done, and helped me immensely. And I can't have alfalfa sprouts, but any of the others. So when I ordered my sprouts, I made sure on the bag I didn't have them. And this one is fenugreek, lentils, kamut, and azuki. And I have another package that's in the drawer I can't get to right now, but that's what this one is. And it takes 4 or 5 days, and you got enjoy ready to eat in 2 to 3 days. It's taking about 4 days. I would say I'll be able to put this in the fridge tomorrow, because they're just getting little green things. They got nice roots, and I just ordered these 2 jars. Now, I didn't want to, I tried one time an electric thing and I wasn't happy with it, and I sold it on Facebook, brand new. And then I decided I want to get back, but I'm sticking with the jars and I'm very happy with them. Comes with this little tray, catches the drips, and I'm going to start this one. I haven't started that one, so I'm going to have stuff with my sandwiches. And there's even more nutrition than in the plant that we're going to buy in the grocery store and put an arm and a leg, because Canada is messed up. Canada's messed up. Anyway, and I also brought this sprout book, and mostly this is for, mostly by a vegetarian, and how good sprouting is, even if you're a vegetarian. And I think it was Tap into Power of the Planet's Most Nutritious Foods. And it's very interesting, and I bought this because I wanted to make sure I remembered all the information I needed to know. So I'm going to keep doing this, and then there's other ones. I think my other ones have other things that get bigger green leaves, because these were some beans and things. And I'm not a vegetarian. I eat sardines, salmon, beef, T-bone steak if I think I can afford it. once in a while, I can actually get 2 to 3 dinners out of a T-bone steak. So I have something like that every night with whatever I have, some sauerkraut or something. But for anybody interested, yeah, because I did lose some weight and I gained 5 pounds back. I think I'm gaining muscle back because I had lost a lot of weight. I had been under a lot of stress because, like, I looked after Mom for 18 years and it was very hard to put her in a home, but she's doing really good. She's happy. Her memory is not very good, and so she doesn't remember a lot, but she knows us, and she's so happy every time. She's happy. She's a very good-natured mommy. So I make sure I give her a big hug every time we see her, and she's always so happy. But it was very stressful, and I had a very stressful time and did some diet changes and things to help better started walking more. Jack and I try to walk every day, and just about a half an hour, 20 minutes to half an hour, depending on what walk we do. We try to walk every day. And I have a mini trampoline that I use if it's too miserable, which seldom is. And basically, and for breakfast, I have 2 eggs every day. I make my own yogurt still. I did a video some time back about the yogurt. We're still eating our yogurt, which is very good. And there was a lady, she lived to be 117, and they looked what she ate. She ate yogurt every day, and we make our own. And I usually have blueberries and a banana on it, and we also have 2 eggs. And sandwiches for lunch, and a quarter of a chocolate bar, 90% cocoa. So, hey, let me know what you eat. Let me know what you're doing. And I will put that video underneath if anybody's interested and wants to see it, because there's so many things now. I don't know, science is better, they get learning more, or it's interesting. And I want to share what I know and about everything with you guys, and I want you to share with me because I've learned so much from you guys too. So I enjoy the comments. I'm sorry I'm not getting on as often as I should. There's always something going on around here, and I'll be sharing some other things that may not be orchid related, but I will be sharing them soon, if that's okay. So I'm going to say goodbye, and give me a thumbs up. I know my views have dropped, and it's probably because I haven't been coming very often. I'm sorry. I am trying, really. And winter's coming now, so hopefully we will be better. We'll be a good girl now. Bye for now. I love you all. I really do. Bye for now.